Ready to make a real impact every day? Join the Active Day Home Care team and help clients maintain their independence in the comfort of their own homes. Make a difference in someone's life as you provide essential daily assistance and protect their health and happiness. Earn up to $20 an hour and enjoy additional perks like optional daily pay, 401k, paid time off, ongoing educational training, and more. Join a team that values care, compassion, and your professional growth. Visit activeday.com to apply.
Lowe's knows you don't want to sacrifice reliability for savings. This July 4th, get up to 40% off select LG appliances and purchase 2 or 3 select major appliances to get an additional 10% off. Save big on LG, America's most reliable line of home appliances at Lowe's. Based on independent reliability surveys 2021 to 2024 and select major appliances as compared to competing manufacturers offering full appliance lines. See associate for more details. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Exclusions apply. Valid 6/18 through 7/9.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Let's go, baby, let's go!
From a championship backfield to your morning drive.
Hands to Hester, and Hester, yep, got it, 5 out of 5!
You're locked in to Off the Bench.
Flynn is back to throw from the end zone, boom!
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, here's Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Yo! Welcome in Friday morning.
That was no energy.
That was a low energy
what are we
over
doing?
there.
What?
I think I was Tay
put
actually that kind of
everything in me.
faded. It was like,
I actually thought all 4 of us
I thought
sounded
we
better
all
today than
sounded
yesterday.
great.
Yeah.
I heard what you heard.
I got bigger expectations
But
on
I get
Friday,
it.
I guess.
I get it. We need some NOS.
I thought I
Tay-Tay.
matched energy.
Can we DoorDash a 12-pack
Here we do.
of NOS for
He's got a
Tay-Tay?
big old Red Bull.
I got a Red Bull here, but I do the 12
Yeah,
pack
but
of
you
NOS.
know, sometimes
Yeah,
that NOS
he
is
do
what
be
you
needing
need.
a
You know
NOS.
what
12
I mean?
pack of NOS would fuel up a tanker truck. That sounds awesome.
Or a Taylor.
Or a
yeah,
Taylor.
or a me.
Or a Taylor.
Or a me.
Oh, welcome in. It is Friday. Well, look, we'll get the weekend vibe going. It's only 7:02. By the time we get out of here at 10, it's going to have weekend vibes all over it. Jake, Flynn, Alondra, Tay-Tay, all here with you. How we doing? How we living, crew?
We doing good. Excited for the weekend. I feel like it's been a good week.
Now you got a work trip.
I know I do have a work trip. I was really saying that for y'all. I'm excited for y'all's weekend. I got a little work trip tomorrow. So usually, figuring out the
quick one.
Real quick one. The first month of the job, this new gig, and figuring out you got to catch up on your sleep on the weekend. Not this weekend for you, boy. Not this weekend. Little work trip, but this was the trip. I know y'all made fun of me in May, before we started the show, how I'm starting a new job, taking 2 weeks off the first month. Moved some stuff around. I was supposed to be out about 3 days this week.
You were?
No, sir. Committed to the game.
We're gonna
Hell yeah. So you're not going to take time off then?
No,
I was supposed to be gone from Tuesday through Friday this
right
week.
now.
Damn.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what's up.
Foxhole.
Foxhole. We moved it.
Dude.
Sacrificing that sleep this weekend. Going to be in and out.
So Monday.
This really,
Monday.
really is a wolf pack.
This really is a wolf pack. That's right. Yeah, so Monday's going to be a toughie. A
all
toughie.
right. We'll get through it together.
And I got one of those situations where taking a flight Sunday night, coming back. So I'll keep you updated.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Don't even put that into the air.
I'll be
Don't pull an Alondra.
I'll be in Orlando too, so it's like it's not one of those places you can just flights canceled. Let me just get a car and drive back. I could.
Yeah. A lot of people drive to Orlando, but they're trying to go to like the Disney.
Right.
You're trying to get back to work. Not as maybe motivated as, when the mouse is the destination.
There was this one time, our rookie year in GB, 2008. We're flying up there, and all those rookies were going to training camp. It was either mini camp or training camp. We were out of town, flying back to.
Yeah.
So they book your flights for like the day before you're supposed to report, and there's probably like 12 of us. And back in the day, you had to go. There was no direct flight from Atlanta to Green Bay, so you had to go like Baton Rouge.
I can confirm, as someone who flew into Green Bay, Appleton this last spring, Not a lot of options.
Yeah, there's not. There's way more now than there used to be. When I first couple years there, it was I had to go Baton Rouge to Atlanta, Atlanta to Detroit, Detroit to Green Bay.
That's fun.
So at that point, we get there and it's like 9. Our flight from Atlanta to Detroit was delayed. So we get there, we land in Detroit, and it's like 12 minutes to take off or whatever. So we're all running, hauling ass. We get there, they had just closed the door to the plane. They're like, sorry.
Yeah.
Next flight's tomorrow. We're like, well, nobody here has a guaranteed spot on this roster. So we
as a seventh round pick, they selected a quarterback in the second round. You're probably like,
Yep. We had to end up renting a couple of cars and driving from Detroit to Green Bay.
How long's that?
I don't remember. Longer than you want it to be.
Okay.
Longer than that flight was.
Yeah, that's very fair. You made it though.
We made it.
And you made the team.
Made the team. Not all of them did.
Oh wow.
Not all of them in that car did. R.I.P. But yeah, that's that will not be me Sunday. Just a little sidebar there.
Yeah, no, and you'll drive. Mm-hmm. You'll take an airboat here in the Gulf of America if you have to.
Have y'all opened YouTube yet this morning?
No.
Everybody's usernames are completely different. Ours too.
Hold up.
Sweet.
Can't figure out what the hell. I'm at Taylor Sharp 6010.
Is mine like?
I don't know. Alondra's is different. Like I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Mine like Freight Train 13.
Hey, that'd be cool.
What is mine?
That was my AIM name.
I'm very confused.
Have not opened it up yet. I'm about to do it right now. I'm kind of excited. It's like a little spin of the wheel. See what your name is.
I mean, everybody's name's the same. It's just an @ sign and then random numbers behind it.
Anyways, can't get to pull up. Alondra, how we doing?
Doing well.
Where you going? Where are you going on vacation this weekend?
A weekend where I'm not doing anything. Finally, that was just kind of bad timing, I guess. But so, do y'all remember when T-Bob was last here and he was packing all his stuff up?
Yeah.
And he took my
headphones.
headphones.
Walking around barefoot.
Yes, and he took my headphones with him.
Right.
And this entire time, I was blaming myself. I just thought of this morning. I was blaming myself, right?
Yeah, because you're like, I put him on his desk.
Yeah.
And he was packing stuff.
Yeah,
up.
I was like, that's on me. I put him on his desk. He probably thought they were his and like threw him in the box, right? And then I just remembered that we talked about it this weekend. I was like, dude, I just saw Caitlin like last week or whatever, and he was like, yeah, the headphones, I'm really glad you got them back. And I was like, yeah, that was totally on me. Like, I left them on the desk while you were packing. Yeah. And he was like, actually, I saw an extra pair of headphones and I just put them in there. So it's not actually on you at all.
And I was like, stole them.
Yes. I was like, okay, so you let me think this entire time until just now. Like this whole time I was blaming myself. I was like, that's on me for the headphones. I can get it back
to you, that type of thing. Yeah.
He took him on purpose.
Yeah.
Just a little
parting gift.
Just a little parting gift for time served.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
A little severance.
So, but yeah, no, feeling good anyways. Because I left them again on that same desk when I was talking to y'all yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
And so it made me think of that when I went to go grab them this morning. I was like, man, freaking T-Bob.
Felt real professional yesterday. We got a lot of stuff done.
We did. We sat at a desk.
Had a conference call.
Talked about the future.
Did a commercial. Talk about the future.
Talked about the future.
Yeah, talked about
we
the future.
did.
Like,
still got to email that commercial. Thanks for the reminder.
Whoa.
And do that right now.
They kind of needed it yesterday, didn't they?
No, that was the other one. We did 2 yesterday.
Yeah.
I emailed that one.
Wow, look at us. We can never say we're not
Radio
locked in.
pros. I mean, you kidding me? Less than a month on the job. We're doing,
yeah. How we doing besides being a little tired, boy?
Are we good?
You're good?
Just found the energy. I don't know what happened.
Okay.
I'm good.
I think we started talking about Nas and your ears perked up a little bit.
I'm actually breaking a little sweat now.
Got a little excited, a little hot and bothered, if you will.
We're ready to go.
Fair enough.
It's that fire intro to this show.
It's so fire.
It kind of just like juices me up a little bit.
I love that intro.
I do like the announcer whenever you complete the pass to Burr was like, boom. I like that.
It's a good one. It's a good drop.
I got to be honest. I kind of like it better than the Sabotage one.
I can't get rid of Sabotage.
I know. I don't want to get rid of it. I love it, but I kind of like it.
What's the
difference?
like? Wait, is it just the music that's different?
And the like words that she's saying, but I think the highlights are the same.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
I got you. Big voice lady.
Where's
acting
Big
like-
Voice Lady from?
I don't know, acting like number 7 in the country.
Wait, did I
wasn't
not
good.
send y'all the right? Did I not?
Yeah,
Did I
hang
not
on.
send y'all her Instagram?
She local?
No, she's like in LA.
Yeah, something like that.
What?
I thought I sent y'all her Instagram because she's like
In-
her IG is very interesting.
And
You did.
if
Her
I'm
name's
not,
definitely-
Ice.
you
She goes by
definitely sent it.
Ice.
naturally, who doesn't?
And she was on what's the game show that what's his name?
Oh, you're doing great. You're doing great.
I know the exact show
The
you're
game
talking about.
show.
Find it.
What's
Find
his
it.
name? LA.
Wayne Brady.
Who wants to make a deal?
Yes, so she was on that show too.
Okay.
But she called.
Like
she
doing
goes
voice
by.
stuff?
No, she was like a participant on it. But
contestant.
she does do like a bunch of. She's a DJ also. So and she goes by Ice.
Like, my thoughts are this: we couldn't find someone in Louisiana. I feel
Actually,
like we should have auditions.
in
like,
fairness, I don't think the voice guy was from here either.
Yeah, I
No,
think we
no.
just like.
So
we should have
if
auditions from
like
listeners.
Alondra, you would know this way better than anybody else. So Matt wants everybody's voice to be consistent. Like
Yeah.
he wants it. Okay. I got a friend, an
I mean,
actor
we can
friend
ask.
that I really think would crush it.
Who?
Shane West. You'll know him when you see him. Don't worry. You don't
I'm
know
like,
the name.
I know my wheels were turning too.
But he's got a great voice. He's done hype videos for LSU in the past.
Ooh.
Let's go.
So I'm like, if we can get him to do our show and we stand alone, but we might get shut down because they want the same big voice on every show.
Sure.
I mean, it doesn't hurt to ask.
All right.
I mean, we're Louisiana channel. We should probably have some.
Yeah, that's
Louisiana
the
auditions.
angle. That's the angle
Is-
that way. He's from Louisiana
Is he from
originally.
here?
Yeah.
Okay. We want to be local.
And then
I got a sales
if Matt
rep.
pushes back, we can be like, you hate Louisiana? That's
Yeah.
weird.
Wow.
I like this.
He's also on vacation, so we could just change it all
I
real
love
quick.
this as well.
And what is it? Ask for forgiveness, not
Yeah.
permission.
Exactly. All right.
We get it, Matt. You saw the LA. You thought it meant Louisiana, but it doesn't.
Could mean Lower Alabama.
He's a left coaster.
Yeah.
I'm really liking this.
This is great.
Moscona's a left coaster who hates Louisiana.
That's crazy.
Who doesn't want us to be unique.
By the
Elitist.
way,
Wow.
He's an elitist.
I appreciated it. You sounded country as hell saying left coaster.
Well, if you're saying left coaster, you got to
which
put
I
a little
love it.
twang
It sounds
to it.
better that way.
You got to put a little twang to it when you say
Left
that.
coaster.
Oh, man. All right, let's take our first break of the show. We'll get this thing started when we come back. It is OTB on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Off the bench.
One of those meetings that we had yesterday was with Pelican Roof. Man, I mean, first class all the way. Really enjoyed our conversation, catching up with them, seeing what they've got going on over there, which is always things to help you out. Like the instant roof quote, okay? You put in your address, it's going to get an outline of your roof at your home or your business, give you an idea of what it's going to cost right there, like on the website. Incredible tool. Financing options, right? Right there on the homepage. I know Matt's going to tell you about those different things coming up. In Lafayette, in Baton Rouge, they have offices in both. We're not talking about driving back and forth. We're talking about being there, feet in those communities. Go check it out online at pelicanroof.com.
Yeah, offices in Baton Rouge and Lafayette. Financing. Go to their website, see how they can help you. For qualified buyers, 0% up to 21 months. Residential, commercial, whatever it is, go to pelicanroof.com, pelicanroof.com.
Okay. From the locker room to the airwaves, it's Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
All right, welcome back in. OTB 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Let's go ahead and get this thing started.
It's time to get glowing, courtesy of GoFlow IV Spa, where hydration, vitamins, and a summer-ready glow are always on tap. Now, for starters.
All right, as we get this thing started, thanks to Go Flow IV Spa, which you can find on Facebook. GoFlowIV.com is the website to go to, right on Jefferson near Bocage. Book your appointment today, again, at GoFlowIV.com.
Get hydrated, get vitamin infused, get vitamized.
There you go.
I think
Well
this
done.
is a term catching on. It's catching fire throughout Louisiana. Go check them out, GoFlowIV.com.
All right, for today, to get this thing started, we're actually going to go back about 6 years, okay? Because, look, we want some juice. We want some Louisiana grit into this show. So this is an audition for my guy. Now, he has not agreed to do this. I don't know what it would cost, but I'm going to go ahead and put him on the spot. Here's who we're trying to become the new big voice guy of OTB. Here is the voice of Shane West.
It's that second when you wake up. And sometime between the moment your eyes open and your feet hit the floor, realizing it's here.
And it will be Saturday night in Death Valley.
It's that feeling in your gut. It's Christmas morning and the first day of summer, and it's just a hint. Fall breeze is being a kid again. It's packing up the ice chest and firing up the grill. It's Spirit and Sunshine and Victory Hill. It's stopping by Mike's Cage just to say hello. It's 4 familiar notes and 0 chance of rain. It's screaming for the Tigers all night and coming home with a sore throat. It's the glory of the purple and gold. Victory for LSU.
Pressure off the corners, deflected and intercepted. This is going to be a touchdown for Jacob Phillips. Got it. Complete to Derek Dillon. Dillon on the run. Can they get it? Unbelievable. Another interception. Delpit picks that off. Birds. Touchdowns are starting already. The stadium's starting to shake. The Tigers take the field.
All right, what do we think?
Oh, I think the video is amazing. Wow, the voice, really good. I don't know if it was booming enough, though.
What do you want? Screaming?
It's a little.
Well, the audio,
it
the
was
music
good.
overshadowed the voice
voice.
there. We
Yeah,
probably
so
got
Kinda
to
with
we got to do the, like
When we
flip
were
the knobs.
I
And
know
stuff.
when we were doing those in 2019, it was fun, man. We'd get like a big group of us on Tuesdays, and we'd all meet over there on the Ponderosa, and we'd start talking about videos. Maybe it was Mondays. We talk videos and like voices and like who's gonna narrate this video, and in that process, like it was okay. The music real loud up in here. You got to turn this one down, volume up a little bit. So it was a working. That was actually the first one of the long line of 2019 hype videos. That was actually the first one out of the gates. Was that one?
What that was the
initial
start the season
2019
week one.
and they
that
continued
that
on.
one was good, dude. The music on that one was fire.
I'm in only because, like, now I'm ready for football season.
Yeah, I know, dude.
I'm blacked
Like,
out halfway through.
I'm so ready.
Like, I'm ready to go.
I got some chill bumps there listening to the music.
You want to talk about finding the juice on a Friday?
Found the
it.
juice.
Found
There
it.
it is. Should we just like come back and just play a hype video from 2019?
every segment, play it
segment.
again.
Play it
Let it
again.
roll,
Let
Instead
it
of
roll.
pop music, it's a hype video.
Not doing. Oh man.
Did you do? You've done a hype video, huh? Narrated?
I did Florida 2017 maybe something like that. Like it's been a while. You done one?
I want to say I did one in 2019. I did one, and talk about like kind of being awkward doing those things because you just have to record it in your phone, like in your closet of your house.
Really?
Yeah, that's how I
Could
did
have
it.
come up here and done it.
I should have, but obviously I didn't. But I was talking to them. And they're like, all right. I would send them the record, and they're like, all right, do like inflect this part a little bit different. And yeah, I was just in the closet at my house, talking to my phone. My kids are like, Dad, what are you doing in there?
They're like in the background, like in the background of the video. You just hear Dad.
Scratching at the door.
Yeah, they need to let Team OTB do one this year.
Dude,
Ooh,
that'd
that'd
be
be sick.
lit.
Let's do the Florida game. That's early this year too.
I don't know. They
Has
might
a
not be
girl
able to
ever
stop me
done
from
one?
cussing.
Oh yeah.
Who
Yeah.
did it?
I know Kaylee Hartunk's done one. She did one in 2019. I know that for sure.
I feel like that would be so cool.
So let Team OTB do it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll
Oh,
direct
yeah.
each other. We're like, hey, that sucked. You need to do that again.
Yeah.
Can we write it? We should write it ourselves.
I don't know that they want you writing.
There'd be too many curse words if it was Florida week.
I don't think they care about that.
They gotta care a little bit.
I don't know if I've heard one with it. Does it matter? Probably not.
Well, I'm saying
but-
like one of the cuss words we can say here. If we can say it here on
Oh, yeah.
radio,
Yeah,
say it in a
yeah.
hype video. I'm not saying we're out there, don't
Like-
celebrate it.
Mother
It's
effing.
it's Florida week though, so I'm worried about one of you pulling the LFG.
Yeah, I know.
That'd be the least
for sure.
That's what I'm saying.
When I was a captain, Jaden's last year when we beat Alabama, so I was a guest captain, and at that time, like the guest captains at the PMAC beforehand at the L Club, and like where the band goes and plays
Yeah.
at the PMAC before the game, like all the DS captains had to speak, like microphone, like give a hype video, and it was me. I can't remember who it was. Me, Whitworth, and somebody else. We were the captains, and like it's Alabama. The juices are flowing. Jaden's on this. It's everything's going crazy. So I get there, and so we're there, and a lot of tailgating.
Yeah.
A lot of feeling good. A lot of juices flowing from, spirits to intensity. And your boy gets the mic, and I'm definitely cursed. Definitely.
In the PMAC with all the children.
Yeah, in the PMAC. No F-bombs or anything, but I was fired up. I think I got the juices flowing, though.
Did you say something that would have gotten you kicked out of a College World Series game?
No.
Okay.
No.
'Cause
It was all good. It was pleasant. It was just intense.
Yeah.
It's what everyone was thinking.
I don't know. I think I've been a captain once. It was me. I think it was me, Dick Dixon, and Benny Logan. I think it was 2017 Florida, maybe something. 2018. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it was Florida. So they had the all the 18s kind of came back. Oh, it was
cool.
been 2018 because it was like that was the year.
That
2018.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep. That would make sense. Like, was it every home game the 18s were coming back?
No, there was one game that we all came back. I'm bad at remembering which game it was, but we all came back, and then me, Benny Logan, and Dick Dixon were the captains.
Yeah, that's fun. Let's see.
Didn't you wear a Gator Hater shirt?
I wore a Gator Hater shirt. So
On the field to the 50-yard line.
Yeah, I've been guest captain 3 times now, and proud to say 3-0. 3-0 as captain. Some say, I could have a pretty big hand in that. Let's see, it was 2017, Auburn, right? We were both guest captains there because that was our 10-year reunion.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
I think there was may have been 4 times then because there was a Florida game, but the Alabama game, was it 22?
I know for sure there's a Florida
out.
game because I have a picture of you in the locker room with a Gator Hater shirt on with a beverage in your hand.
Yeah. Okay. So then it's been 4 times then. So 4-0. So let's see. Was it 22 Alabama overtime? Was that 23?
It was 22. So,
Yeah.
It was
Yeah. There we go.
Kelly's
Because
first year.
23, we went to Alabama.
Yeah. Okay. So 22. My fault. Yeah. So I was guest captain at 22, and then I was this past year, against Ole Miss.
Oh, you were this against Ole Miss?
Yeah.
Well done.
Mm-hmm. Every time underdogs, baby.
We're going to need you. How many home games we got?
7.
Yeah, I was gonna say
We're gonna
I think
need you.
7.
7 times to go out there. It's going to be a little repetitive, but we're going to need you. Going to need you to go out there.
Well, I think they always try to have like some sort of theme usually to it. So they usually try to bring back old quarterbacks, right? They've tried to get all the national championship quarterbacks together for one, like to be captains at once. It's kind of hard.
So Warren Rabb, you, Mock, Burrow.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to work around Burrow's schedule a little bit. You know,
Yeah.
he's kind of doing stuff on the weekends
I
these
think
days.
Heisman, yeah.
But we've got, let's see, it was me and Warren Rabb this past year.
Yeah.
Mock couldn't come, but Mock had come.
What was
to
Mock
everyone come.
doing?
I don't know.
Cleaning
dude.
teeth?
Cleaning teeth.
Oh, Matt.
Flossing people.
What are we doing here? He's the team dentist for the Broncos, if y'all don't know. Doing okay for himself. When we come back.
Someone said in the chat, why is Matt's head just floating in the studio? I got a camo shirt on. You get it.
When we come back, I want to give you like a schedule of kind of what's going on right now. And because we're talking football, playing a football highlight tape. Want to talk about a schedule like of what it is right now for these players, kind of what they're going through, what their day-to-day is as they get ready to take on Clemson. It's going to be a little bit different in college football than it is in the NFL. In the NFL, it's certainly, kind of relaxed right now. You don't have a whole lot going on. Sometimes people aren't even there training yet with the team. That's not the case in college. So we'll kind of give you a behind-the-scenes look of what they're going through right now. We'll do that when we come back here on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to centralplumbing.org. Centralplumbing.org is the website. Not only in Central, though, we're talking the greater Baton Rouge area. If you've got an issue, they can help you 24/7, 365 weekend, holiday, game day services, 225-925-8552. But not only in emergencies, if you're looking to upgrade, if you're looking to remodel at your home, at your business, if you're looking to go tankless with a tankless water heater, they can help you out. You call that same number, 225-925-8552. And again, always online at centralplumbing.org.
Yeah, if you're building a new house, building a shed, or renovating your current home, whatever it is, whatever your plumbing needs are, they can handle it, whether it's water lines, gas lines. But one of the most important items I have in my house is the tankless water heater because it never runs out. Got 3 kids. They can all take showers. We can do the dishes. Whatever it is, that water never stops. That hot water keeps on coming. Go see what they can do for you today. Centralplumbing.org, centralplumbing.org.
Like the legend of the Phoenix, all ends with beginnings. What keeps the planet spinning?
Tigers turn talkers. This is Off the Bench.
We've come too far to give up who we are. So let's raise the bar and our cause to the stars. She's up all night to the sun. I'm up all night to get some. She's up all night for good fun. I'm up all night to get.
All right, welcome back in. OTB 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Right now is a key part of any team trying to get ready to go make a run. It is the summertime. It is summer workouts. It is when, in my belief, the team comes together or they do not. It is all ball all the time. You're taking unless you're Flynn and drop out of it, you're taking like a summer session class. That was a winter session. That was just a little stray. I apologize.
Dropped out of plenty of summer school classes.
If you're taking summer session, look, you got a little bit of school going on right now. Some guys aren't even taking it. I mean, it's not something that's in absolutes or anything, but most guys are taking like one little, summer session class. But it's all about football. And it is about how can we get better individually and also as a team. And it's the only time that it's pro-like because you're at the facility all the time. Like you're not bebopping around, going back and forth, going to school, going to class, going to different things. Like you are integrated in the football operations building and you get a chance. And certainly like for Flynn being a quarterback, like he gets like the ultimate chance to kind of bring everybody together. It was always my favorite time. Now, was it easy? No. Was it fun? Not really. But you knew what you were doing and you knew what you wanted to try to get accomplished. And so, like, that's what's going on right now. And I told y'all the other day, they're not shying away from it being Clemson opening game of the season, knowing they've gone 0 for their last 5. Like, there's messages of going 1-0 all over the place where I don't remember seeing that in years past. And so they're attacking it a little bit differently. If you are a late riser, you're running at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't even know if that's even
we would
an
have
option
struggled
anymore.
in this day and age. We would have struggled a little bit because they practice in the morning.
Yeah,
we were we were afternoon worker outers, buddy, and but we never had practice in the morning. I love their schedule now. Like as an adult, like is amazing because they get it done in the morning. They got the rest of the day. They don't have to you remember, especially during training camp. It's you get there. and you know what's coming like the whole time you're in meetings. So like you're trying to study and you're going through the film, you're looking over, what you're installing that day in practice. But in the back of your mind, you got this little devil on your shoulder saying, you're about to get crushed. You're about it's going to be hot. It's going to be miserable.
Yeah.
Like they at least just get that out of the way.
You're about to see the devil.
Yeah, exactly. They get that out of the way now, but also the temperatures are a lot better. They can probably get a lot more accomplished.
For sure.
Constructive. Like this time of the year is certainly where the good teams kind of gel. And you get that you have it's time away from the coaches, so the leadership really shines right now.
Yeah,
like you can go back to, we always are going to fall back to when we were there because that's our experience. That's what we know. Like the really good teams had really good summer workouts, 7-on-7 schedules, and then I think after that, when the leadership, a couple years after that, and whatever, maybe it's not as strong here and there. But it's all about your leaders, and that's when you really gel. Like, because the strength coaches are there not only to make you physically strong, but they're to make you spiritually and mentally strong.
Yes.
And so, you either come together stronger or you break a little bit.
Do you remember the time that we all got in trouble because we scrimmaged Southern in 7-on-7?
Oh my god!
And it's like completely against the rules at the time. You're no way supposed to do that. And I think it was Jamarcus that put it together. But it was fun for us because we're like, oh, my God, we got another opponent. Like, we get to see different faces.
Mm-hmm.
And we did it on the practice fields, if I can remember right. But we scrimmaged Southern in 7-on-7. It was like a player-led, driven kind of meetup thing. And, oh, my God, did we get in trouble.
I think Michael Clayton was, helping put that together, too, at one point. And can I tell you, that sucker got competitive. We talking arguments, we talking fights. Of course that's going to happen. We got our asses chewed after that.
Yeah, wasn't good.
It was
not that Jimbo was out there watching because he wasn't supposed to be.
So there's this in the indoor. Is it still there? They had this little catwalk.
Yeah.
So at the end of the coaches' hall, so the coaches floor, all their coaches' offices are on the second floor. Locker room, weight room, everything else is on the bottom. So all the administrative stuff happens up on the second floor. There used to be a long hallway that went by all the coaches, and at the end of it was a door. And that door, you walked out, and probably, a 10 by 5 foot little balcony that they maybe 10 by 5. It was small, just a little catwalk with a little fence on it, or handrail, and they could see the entire indoor facility.
Yeah.
Well, in the summer, you're not allowed to
at
coach.
all.
Coaches can't be on the field with players for 2 months or 7 weeks, something like that. We have 7-on-7s, and Jimbo wanted to make sure we always happened to do it in the indoor, Every now and then we would
he hated because
we'd be running, and then we wouldn't even know he's there sometimes.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, Flynn, what are you doing?
The best is he hated that we had to move it from the stadium when we built the new building, because in the stadium there were so many places for him to hide. So many that he could hide, and you wouldn't know that he was there. I remember being a freshman, and we're going out there, and Jamarcus is kind of leading it, him and Imran and because the quarterbacks had to kind of do it. But I'll never forget, Jamarcus throws a pass to Buster Davis, and Corey Webster sits on it all day, steps in front of it, picks it off, goes the other way, and I hear, God blink Jamarcus from the top of Tiger Stadium. I mean, clear as day. No, I didn't say blank. He put another word in there. But I was like, wait a minute. I thought they weren't supposed to be able to come out here and watch it. I'll never forget Jay Rusko's. Jay Rusko's.
It's coming.
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
That's all I said. They're everywhere.
They're always listening.
Oh, so hopefully they're not trying to scrimmage other teams in 7-on-7. But I will say one of the things that I think is beneficial for this group as they get ready for the season, and I'll just talk offensively because I know who's coming back. I kind of know the process of when you have a returning quarterback. The good thing is, last year, the install is going to be different. This year, you've got veterans on your offense. Now, you've got a new offensive line, but they've been here. And even the guys you brought in are veteran players. So I don't think you have to go all the way back to, hey, here's day one install. And you don't have to spend a lot of time on that kind of stuff because you've got quarterback, running back, receivers. You got veteran tight ends. You got even the offensive linemen who are new to playing, they've been here before. They've gone through the fire in that bowl game scenario where they got 15 practices. And so I always hated having to go back. And when we say day one install, every year, this happens at the next level too. You got rookies coming in, and think about it. Like, you know this offense inside and out. You've been doing it for 4 years. It's like a part of who you are. And then you got new people that come in, and it's like, all right, we're going to start all the way back at the top, like on the most base surface level that you can imagine. It sucks. You're sitting there as a veteran player like, my guy, I already know how to code this offense, and we're going all the way back to how to set up the keyboard. Like, what's going on here? I hated it. I felt like it was 4 or 5 wasted days of what I was trying to get done. They don't have to do that offensively for LSU. They'll do some. They'll go back. Yeah. But it's like, this is like, we're hitting the ground running. Nussmeier knows this. Y'all know this. Let's go.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying, but on the other hand, I think it's always important to kind of go back on the foundational things that your offense is built upon, because everything that you do comes off of those first 3.
So you enjoyed the how to huddle meetings that Jimbo had at the beginning of every year?
Well, how to huddle, that's a little extreme.
All right, so the F's going to sit right here. The H's going to sit right here. All right, the X, the Y, the Z, everybody's going to go right here.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about the how to huddle in a while.
Yeah.
You're right. Okay, so I don't like that. But this is what I do like. I like, and maybe not from a running game standpoint. Like, I get it that base, 2-back zone, power, whatever. Like, I understand from a running back's and a fullback's perspective, like, that is a little bit annoying. But from a passing game perspective, if you can do the basic things really well, that is a huge weapon for you during the entirety of the season, because it's something you can always fall back on, especially in like no huddle 2-minute situations. Some of the best games that I ever saw played by Hall of Fame quarterbacks have been when something doesn't always go right with the game plan.
Yeah.
Because like you always try to game plan against a defense every single week. You put in different plays, blah, blah, blah. It's when those things break down and don't work, and you have to fall back on day 1 and 2 install offense. And then it's like, all right, we know this like the back of our hand. So we can run this. We can beat any defense with it. So I love the basics of passing game. And then
not the running game?
No,
the run game?
Never run, dude.
You don't like a little 44 zone extra?
Man, never run.
Wow.
You ever, what's the Will Ferrell basketball movie, Tropic Thunder?
Yep.
Where they run the puke play?
Yeah.
It's like, we're going to run this, super basic, but at the end of the day, when you're tired, you can run the puke play.
Yep.
And that's what day 1 and 2 install is for me in the passing game. It's especially like in 2 minutes. You get into 2-minute situations. I mean, there's only a handful, maybe 2 handfuls of plays that you can call or run, and they're all, slant flat, double slant, smash route, all go hinge. There's only a couple drive plays, whatever it is. There's only so many plays you can get to. But you know what? There's only so many defenses they can get to as well.
Right.
And most of those plays on day 1 and 2 installs have winners or have concepts for each play.
Or you can just be like Jimbo, run 92-93 win in all those situations.
Let's just do it 3-4 times in a row.
It worked every time.
Every time. Why not?
So Jimbo, and I'll see if I can actually have the playbook. I'll see if I can flip through it for our listeners.
Yeah, you
see if I can maybe like just take a picture of it and Taylor can put it behind us.
Oh, you certainly had that 2005 playbook.
I know. I brought it up here one day to show T-Bob, and we went through it. So in any situation where it was like game on the line, got to have it, Jimbo had this route combination that he called win, W-I-N, to go win the game. Mm-hmm. And it, like for me, I think we ran it 3 times. I know for sure we ran it in 2006 at Tennessee.
Yeah, it was a 3-by-1, like triple 3 receivers breaking ends at different depths and stuff.
And I think Jamarcus was trying to throw it to somebody else, but I forget which receiver caught it. Maybe it was Early Doucette caught it, 2006 at Tennessee. That was, if we had a gotta have it situation, that's what Jimbo's throwing. We got it. We'll go get the diagram.
It's win, volunteer, Pam stick. A lot of stuff. But going back to kind of Penn Indy. Going back to the schedule and everything, like this is that time. But they will probably get at least a week or so off right before training camp. It's like recharge those batteries. Like just go, get your mind off it for a second, like physically, and there's not that much you can do to your body like in a week physically. But mentally, you can make a huge difference because it's a grind, man. Once you start,
once you come back, it's
once you come back, it's over. It's a mental grind. So they want it at every level, even at the NFL. Like NFL, you get like a month off.
Yeah.
From mini camp to training camp, you're out of town, man. You don't stay there. You're out of town. That's when that's when guys take their trips, spend with their family, and just mentally get ready for the push, mentally get ready for the grind. Hayes in the barn, that's from like an off-season standpoint. Of course, you're expected to continue to work out and be in shape and ready to go. But, I always enjoyed that moment, like the calm before the storm after the summer workouts were done, where it's just like, man, go take a breath for a second. You got that little, like, again, the devil on the back of your on your shoulder saying, you're about to go through it here in a couple of days, but get ready, clear the head, come back, get ready to kick some Clemson ass.
I remember being gone, like we had, like Flint's talking about, like 7 days. You're done with summer workouts, go home, hit clear, come back. And I was with my family at Mr. Gaddy's Pizza in Shreveport. And remember during that 7-day period, Moffitt would check in on every player. He calls me, my phone's on the table. I'm trying to get some pizza at the buffet. My mom answers it. It's like, hey, Coach. Like, what are y'all doing? Oh, we're at Mr. Gaddy's Pizza. And I was like, no. He just told our strength coach we're at Mr. Gaddy's Buffet Pizza. After all this work that we put in. I was like, and I get on the phone and Moffitt's like, I got you, didn't I? And just like ripping me, being,
you're never allowed
truthful,
to answer my phone again.
Yeah. He's like, I got you. He did. Caught me red-handed.
Remember what they used to do when the guys that didn't have enough body fat at the beginning of training camp? If you're like under 5% body fat, they just give you a pint of ice cream every night.
Bluebell ice cream. Yeah, I was on that regimen when I first got here because I was like 207.
Coach Nader would be like, hey, what kind of ice cream you like?
Hey, fellas, what kind of Bluebell ice cream do you like? We got cookies and cream. We got vanilla.
I got ice cream one training camp for a little while. Then after that, body fat never got down.
Real fat ass. All right, we'll take a break. More OTB when we come back. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Off the bench.
Well, you know what? During training camp, you know what you're going to need? Some cold tubs. You're going to need some hot tubs. You're going to need a little R&R. Russell Pools knows exactly how to do that for the Tigers. They can do whatever you need, right? When it comes to, hey, this is what I'm dreaming of in my backyard space. This is what I want. I want to add this, that, and the other. They can do this, that, and the other. They can do it in the design. Right, it's a one-stop shop, construction, maintenance, retail. They do it all over at Russell Pools. You go to the website, russellpools.com. Give them a call, 225-464-5430.
Yeah, Russell Pools, they have been the name in the Baton Rouge and South Louisiana area when it comes to pools, beautiful pools, luxury pools, whatever you want. If you can dream it, they can design it, they can build it, they can maintain it. 2 landscape architects with their company. Go to Russell Pools, see their gallery, see what they can do for you. RussellPools.com.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Okay, here we go.
Where the plays get broken down and science gets denied.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
Hour 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
All right, welcome back in. Hour number 2, OTB 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. And we go now to my boy, Christopher Paul Doring. You know him, you love him. SEC Network, Florida Gator legend. And he's the only person I would ever say those words about. CD, what's up, brother? How we doing?
Good morning, man. Good to be back with you. First time with Flynn, man. Looking forward to getting to know you a little bit better, Matty.
Chris, I'm fired up. I've heard so many stories. I've seen the different costumes and stuff, so I was like, man, that's a guy that I think I could have a beer with for sure.
Oh, we definitely do that. Hopefully you'll be in media days in Atlanta here.
I will. We will be there.
Good. Looking forward to it.
I'm trying to get his mind right now for it.
What's that?
I'm trying to get his mind right for it right now.
Well, we've kind of calmed it down a little bit in the last few years. The early start time has hurt me, but we are on Eastern time, so I don't have quite the early call time as we've had in recent years, being there in Nashville and Birmingham back in the day.
Yeah, that is fair. That is fair. What are we doing today? Are we already slinging mortgages today?
No, you know what? I took the day off of radio today, so didn't kind of easing into my day a little bit. About to go hit the gym here in a minute, and then we'll get after some mortgages. I think I'm gonna ride over to the beach tomorrow too, man. It's been really hot here as it has been for everybody else, so might do a little beach time this weekend.
CD, do you ever wonder, like Flynn and I were talking about this last week, do you ever kind of wonder how in the world did we do what we did in college in this weather?
Yes, I think that's an old guy thing. I think like when you're young, you don't know any better, and then as you get older and you get out of doing it, it's hard to get back into it. Right? It's like getting in shape. It's easier while you're staying in shape, but harder when you've gotten out of shape. So yeah, man, the humidity here. But let's be honest, though, these kids ain't doing what we were doing, so they'll never have any sort of idea of what it was like doing two-a-days back in July and August in the heat that we got here in the Southeast.
Yeah, that is very fair, because I even appreciate the fact that I got a couple. Flynn got it. You certainly, most of your career, got like old school two-a-days at the next level. It's like, man, you young cats, like y'all have no idea. Like this is a grind. And you remember, I'm sure you went through this, like when you would scrimmage another team, like when you would practice with another team in the NFL, it was like you had 4 game days in a row, and it was like true two-a-days. You would go against that team like 8 times in a 4-day period.
Yeah, the intensity level was ratcheted up next level. And what is it? What do you think by like practice 3, you're into like the full-fledged fights that seem to take place? So that's set up for failure inevitably, especially as deep as into camp as we used to be before we get a chance to do some of that. But yeah, man, I don't miss the grind of being out there, but I do miss the training camp thing. I was literally just talking about that on radio the other day, man. And as much as it sucks, and it's one of those things that, like, you hate it at the time, I do miss being there with the guys and going through that and experiencing kind of the bonding that takes place during camp every year.
Yeah, Chris, your vibes are really meshing well with Jake and I, show it, because like we give off so many like back in my day vibes. Like, man, these kids they don't go through what we did. Blah blah blah. We probably spend half of the show just telling those stories. We were just talking about the kind of the break, the lull of summer workouts for all these guys, of coming together, doing the 7-on-7s, the players' only time on the field, and how important that is. Like, in your opinion, like what can these kids get done in the summertime without coaches on the field, just themselves leading up? I mean, each team's a little bit different. I always kind of leaned on the leadership, but like, what do you look for from a team? And you can put this on your experience on the summer, the weeks leading up to training camp, because training camp is an ass kicker. But just mentally, physically, what are they doing to prepare?
Yeah, it's interesting, and because I think teams are built during your off-season conditioning. It's built with what you're doing in the gym. It's built with those 6:15 runs. It's where leadership emerges. It's where bonding takes place. But actually, I mean, these guys are having a lot more time nowadays than what we used to with coaches. And we got so much hypocrisy in college football. We talk about NIL, which is actually just pay for play and recruiting inducements and everything else. We just don't call it the right things. Well, these guys have OTAs now in college where you're out there with the coaches. You just can't have a ball. So what do? They roll up a towel and tie it up and simulate it being a ball. Like I don't even know why we do some of these stupid things that we do, but it does feel like coaches have an opportunity to get to know their teams maybe a little bit better in the off season because of the time together. And let's be honest, like that only makes sense. Like why were we not allowed to be with our coaches? And now with as big a business as it is, it truly is much more like the NFL. So you should have the opportunity to get coached during the off season more.
One of the things we were talking about for LSU is the fact that they don't necessarily have to go all the way back, CD, to like day one install once they get to training camp, because they got a veteran team, they got a quarterback coming back, and I think that is helpful. Like you can kind of just look at it and then move along pretty fast there. But I think that's going to be the case in the SEC with so many returning quarterbacks. And one of the things that's going to be intriguing to me once we do get to Atlanta is you look at Florida, you look at LSU, South Carolina, Vandy, they know exactly who they are at quarterback. But the traditional powers over the last couple of years, your Georgia, your Alabama, Tennessee, who made the college football playoff last year, Ole Miss has won a lot of games. Like, those teams don't know who in the hell they are at quarterback. Now, they think they've got some guys that can fill in, but the league this year, some of the teams that are trying to take that next step, the ones I laid out there, they know exactly who their guy is. But the teams that have been there, the UGAs, like, they're going to have a lot to figure out.
Yeah, UGA, Alabama, even Texas. I mean, we know who the guy's going to be, but we don't necessarily know what he's going to be. We think we got a good idea of what he can evolve into. But
yeah, the head ball coach had something to say about that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way. Like, why are we ready to just crown somebody as being the best in the league or the number one draft pick in a couple of years just because of the last name? Now, there's a lot of good things, and I love his leadership. I love. He's a guy that hangs with his boys, which I love at the quarterback position. But, I do think it's an interesting dynamic because, this has every year we go to media days, you're looking at the returning quarterbacks and projecting what teams can be based upon the experience at that most crucial position. We had Matt Moscona on, your boy, the other day, and I was talking about how good I thought the quarterback play was going to be this year, and he kind of took a little bit of an exception to that. And to your point, I think there's about half the league that feels really good about returning quarterbacks, and then another half who's trying to figure it out or has a guy that hadn't necessarily played for that school in that offense before. So I really like it. I do feel like it's going to be an offensive inclined league this year with a lot of really good quarterbacks. But I also look at all the different pieces around the quarterback now that come in and how quickly they're able to acclimate. I know that you guys there in Baton Rouge are dealing with a bunch of new receivers, or a lot of talent, but how much have those guys been able to bond so far in the offseason and get the rhythm down that you need between the quarterback and wide receivers?
Yeah, the great teams, it usually comes down, championship teams, it usually comes down to head coach and quarterback. I mean, it's the ultimate team sport, of course, but I mean, if you don't have at least one, preferably two of those things, a really good head coach and a really good quarterback, you're behind the eight ball a little bit. And I want to go back to Arch Manning a little bit. I mean, if there's one guy that would be made to handle the media and the pressure, it would be a Manning, because they've been around it their entire life, right? But I want to know, like, this day and age, with the access to social media, access to everything, you're going to, unless you are actively trying to not see it, you're going to be exposed to everything, the good, the bad, the ugly. What is, if you were coaching a guy like Arch, what are you telling him as far as the cell phone, the looking at the press clippings, looking at all that stuff? Because it can be if you don't have the right mental makeup, it can be a dangerous thing. But like, what would you say to a guy like that?
Yeah, honestly, I feel like Arch is the exception to the rule, really, and let's credit Sark. Sark's done a great job of managing the quarterback room, managing Arch Manning and his expectations, but I also think a lot of that came from the family influence as well. So, having multiple uncles that have dealt with it, a grandfather that's dealt with it, different era there, but this is a guy that comes from great pedigree, not only athletically, but mentally, and there's not a whole lot of guys that were as highly recruited as him that would have been as patient and waiting for his turn, or understood, how they were going to use him as they dipped his toe into the pool. So I really like the maturity that he has shown. And, he has some fun on social media. You see him on commercials. He's doing a little bit of it, but I don't get the sense that it's getting to him the way that it does some other guys. And let's be honest, the money thing is something that can affect you. He comes from a family that has a pretty good amount of money, so it's not like a shock to the system where a guy hadn't had anything, all of a sudden he's got a bunch and he's going crazy with it. So I think all these things line up to me to feel really good about what his career is going to be in Austin. Let's not forget, I think Sark is the best. I think he's the best play designer, best play caller in college football right now. And so it helps that he gets an opportunity to learn from him, and that he's surrounded with the type of weapons that he has on that team where they're going to run the football. He didn't have to win games himself because of the ability to run with that group of running backs and behind a really talented offensive line.
Catching up with the boy Chris Doring here on OTB. CD, when I take a look at the SEC, and I know we talk about the same things pretty often of, hey, this team needs to take another step. This team has to make it to a college football playoff. This team needs to win one more game, whatever it might be. There's a team that's not really in that conversation that has really been struggling, and their fan base expects way more, and I'm surprised it's not a little bit louder.
Are we talking about the Auburn Tigers?
The Auburn Tigers. Look at us. We know each other so well. I mean, 2-6 in the SEC last year, 5-7 overall. And CD, I don't even feel like we are talking about Hugh Freeze and him needing to get it together, really. The noise isn't as loud as I thought it would be.
It's funny because I think you got two different approaches, polar opposites, the way you talk about your team. You know, Brian Kelly has really kind of magnified what the expectation of the fan base is in terms of what they expect from this year's team. Meanwhile, Hugh Freeze is talking about, we need to make a bowl game. Get the hell out of here, make a bowl game. Like that ain't enough, and particularly because of the expectation coming in and what they've done on the recruiting trail the last couple of years. I do think this is a team that's poised to make a big jump this year. They played a lot of games where they lost in single-digit ball games last year. So I think, as Flynn said, I mean, it's so much is about the quarterback, and I believe that Jackson Arnold getting a fresh start and a different offense, surrounded by a lot of really good players. I mean, this is a receiver core that I think could be one of the best in the league this year. They went out and got the speedster from Georgia Tech to kind of complement what Cam Coleman brings to you. So I actually am kind of cautiously buying that Auburn could be a little bit of a dark horse team this year in the SEC.
So I want to hear Chris Doran's kind of just your power rankings, preseason power rankings going into the season. Like, when you look at everything from what people did in the offseason to what they're returning to everything going into it, walking into game one of the 2025 season, give me your top 3 or 4 power rankings in the SEC, and then also tell us why LSU is number 1.
I'm high on LSU, man. I'm a little biased too. I mean, you know, I was talking about this yesterday on our show, just how many LSU folks I'm surrounded by. I was doing the show with Caroline Fenton, who is another LSU grad, and think back to that magical 2019 season, the way that I was kind of welcomed into the fan base by so many of the great Tiger fans. Really have enjoyed watching Jay Johnson's run the last couple of years. He was fantastic with us yesterday on our show, and I guess, Hess, I'm maybe finally going to get my autographed LSU jersey from him, the one that I had to pay off the bet with.
Doring has a baseball jersey. We're trying to get Jay Johnson to sign it. I'm going to personally make sure that happens. Don't lean on G to get it done. I'll get it done.
He did. I mentioned that at the end of the interview yesterday, and Coach Johnson said that he was going to get with the equipment guy as soon as the interview was over to make sure I had that purple and gold jersey up in my office. So I'm committing to that. And when I say up in the office, I mean leaned up against the cabinet, as I know that makes you a little upset. But I'm high on LSU. I'm interested what you guys think about. Like, I made this assertion that I think this is maybe the most important opener that I can remember for any team in a long time, given the lack of success that the program has had in general the last 5 years in openers, and particularly with Brian Kelly the last couple of years. But at the end of the day, I mean, the way that the playoff is set up now, you can lose a 1 or 2 games and still get in, and it is an out-of-conference game. It's crazy. You guys would agree with me. Like, seeing that Florida LSU game in September as the conference opener, like that may be a more important game, but I do feel like there's a lot of angst about what this opener will look like there in Death Valley.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about Florida LSU being that early. I got to be honest with you. That's an October game every day, all day, and for it to be right there, and you're right, like those teams, and they've got some tough opponents before they even get to each other. It might be a must-win situation, like your first time out of the gate in conference.
Yeah, it is. Jumping right into the fire. Now, you guys remember last year, Florida had a brutal schedule to open the month of September. had to play Miami, got physically embarrassed in that one, and then 2 games later had to play Texas A&M and got manhandled on the lines of scrimmage there as well. I do like the schedule for Florida this year. They get to ease into it a little bit more. Long Island in the opener, and then South Florida week 2. But I don't know if there's a more brutal stretch of 4 games in succession than what Florida plays. They got to go to Miami to play the Hurricanes. Or excuse me, they got to play. They play you guys in Baton Rouge, then Miami, and then have to play Texas at home, and then Texas A&M in College Station. That's going to be a defining run for Florida. But I do think, remember the old days, we'd sit on there, we talk about, all right, where's the 3-game stretch that matters the most for teams and what they can or can't be. I think now with Texas and Oklahoma in the league and a little bit more difficult scheduling out of conference, we're seeing these stretches where 4 games in a row are brutal. So it's kind of a sign of the times. But as fans, man, I would much rather get a chance to see my team playing ball games like this than playing FCS opponents.
I couldn't agree more. We talked about that the other day. It's like, do whatever you have to do with the playoff rules and how you're going to get in. Do whatever you have to do to make sure that these games stay here and they don't go back to scheduling the other stuff. So that kind of leads me to a good question.
Flynn, let me ask you a question, Flynn, real quick. Like as players, we wanted to play the best competition, man. We wanted to get a chance to test ourselves. Don't you love the idea of mandating the Power 4 teams all having a game against the other Power 3 conferences and being able to see how you match up against the ACC, the Big 12, and the Big 10? It feels like that should be something that we could at least mandate to really get a better temperature of which conferences are the best and the teams out of conference that are the best.
I love any idea that puts the best against the best, no matter what part of the country, and no matter what the patch or the conference is on your jersey. It doesn't matter. I mean, every year we used to get so excited for all the bowl games because you saw the interconference matchups. We should be having that throughout the year, and that's why you get into these conversations about the committee and all this. I just pray that it never gets to the point where we have to go back to just strictly, you have to be undefeated or 1 loss to be able to be in the conversation of getting in. So,
isn't it wild to think about, literally Ohio State didn't win the Big Ten, didn't even play for the Big Ten championship, and lost their final game of the season. When we were playing, you lose the final game of the season. That's pretty much a death wish. So, I do think that Ohio State, once they got past that Michigan game, was playing the best of any team in the country. And so I think now college football is like, hey, let's survive. Let's give ourselves a chance to be in position at the end of the year. And, if we can find a way to start clicking on all cylinders, you can get hot in the postseason like a lot of the other sports do in terms of determining champions. So it is a bit of a survival, particularly in the grind that the SEC is now. But I honestly believe with what happened last year in the postseason, we're going to get at least 1 or 2 9-win teams in this year, something that we talked about last year a lot when Ole Miss, South Carolina, and Bama got snubbed at 9-3. But I do think that we'll see at least one, if not multiple 9-win teams from the league getting in this year.
All right, there he is, our boy Chris Doring, SEC Network, Florida Gator legend, somebody that we're going to have a chance to hang out with in 2 weeks, sir. Can't wait. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, man, right around the corner, boys. I look forward to catching up with you in Atlanta.
All right, there he is. Chris Doring, always good enough to join us with his time. And look, if you're a Florida Gator and you can be a friend of mine, you've done something right in life because you have figured out the Rubik's Cube.
You are a special
You have turned it a lot of different ways and finally solved it. All right, we will take a break. I do want to recap some of what CD was talking about there, kind of look at what the SEC looks like and kind of some of the different tiers, some of those teams like an Auburn that nobody's talking about. Do we give them any opportunity? We'll start that process when we come back here. It is OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
All-Star.
Not store, star.
Everybody knows
They've
that.
got everything available, buying new, leasing, renting. And once you figure out what it is, you call Miss Lisa Sessions in that rental department. Hey, got a trip. Going to be gone for 3-4 days. and you get everything scheduled. You pick up the vehicle like that day, and then you bring it back, and it's like per day rental prices. Even if you call them like, hey, we extended our trip by a day, that's fine. You just add a day to it. Incredibly flexible there in the rental department. allstartoyota.batonrouge.com.
Yeah, you need to looking to buy new, used, set up a lease, whatever it is. Call them today. See how they can help you. Conveniently located on Airline near Goodwood. Go check them out, or you can go on their website, see what they have in stock, see the cars, the vans, the trucks, the sedans, whatever. allstartoyota.batonrouge.com.